Hello and welcome to Winchester Now, our weekly news programme here on Winchester Radio. I'm Mary Blaxland. Among the stories this week, celebrating the NHS at 75 and street entertainers and pirates descend on our city. Winchester Radio. Events are being held in Winchester to mark the 75th birthday of the National Health Service. A big tea is taking place at the hospital. On Friday, people are being encouraged to wear blue to support the Hampshire Hospital's charity. And on Saturday, the park run is dedicated to the NHS. Winchester Radio's Anna O'Brien talked to Alex Whitfield, Chief Executive of Hampshire Hospital's NHS Trust, about the anniversary and the challenges ahead.
Oh, we're so excited. It is amazing that the NHS has been around for 75 years. So we have tea parties going on around the place. We're encouraging people to do the NHS 75th Park Run. There are opportunities on the wards. Different wards are choosing different ways to celebrate with their patients and their staff. And yeah, it's just going to be a real birthday feel all week.
And it's also really nice if people can lend their support to the NHS, because on Friday you're going to have the Wear It Blue Day and you're encouraging everyone to make a donation to the Hampshire Hospital's charity.
Yes, if you can make a donation, that's brilliant. We're encouraging local schools. Some of our local schools are doing that, and they're encouraging their children to come in wearing blue and make a very small donation or whatever they can. And then that goes to Hampshire Hospital's charity, which we use to do nice things for staff and patients while they're with us. So, yeah, really great opportunity to celebrate the NHS.
And as we move forward, we are celebrating the NHS's birthday. But I can't sit here with you and not ask you, what are some of the challenges? Because there are some financial challenges for the Trust, and there must be other challenges going forward too. So for our listeners, what are some of the things you're really finding difficult at the moment?
So the financial challenge is real this year in terms of how do we provide care for everyone that needs it within the budget available. The condition of our buildings and our infrastructure. We are in old buildings that require a lot of maintenance. We don't always have enough money to do all of the maintenance in a very proactive way. And so fixing things when they break isn't a great strategy really, but sometimes that's where we end up having to be. And then in terms of the wonderful people we have working for us, we are really lucky. We've worked really hard to get to full recruitment with nurses and with midwives, but we need to retain people. We need to make working here a brilliant, lovely thing that people want to do for their whole careers. For us, that's a real focus, because actually I'm a big believer if the staff are happy and supported and have all the tools and the development that they need, then they will provide amazing care to our patients. So actually our job's to look after the staff to make sure that they can look after our patients. And
you mentioned the crumbling older buildings, and certainly folks who are listening in Winchester will be aware there are older parts of the site. But what are some of the exciting projects that are in the pipeline that are going to be improving patient care and offering new facilities?
Yes, so at Winchester we have two projects that we just announced in the last couple of weeks which relate to elective work, so that's planned work. And you talked about challenges. One of the challenges is all the people who are waiting for procedures that aren't urgent but they're really important. They make a massive difference to people. So we are building what's going to be called an elective hub. It's two brand new operating theatres, all of the beds and rooms and everything that are associated with that, and that space is going to be protected for planned work. So even when we've got ambulances arriving on the busiest winter days, the way it's configured, we will carry on doing our surgery in that area and people won't have to get cancelled and then wait again. And then we're building a new orthopaedic outpatient unit. So that's for all the hips and knees and shoulders and hands and all of the joint issues. When people come to outpatients now at the Winchester Hospital, it's not a great environment, it's not big enough, it's not close enough to things like X-ray and plaster room, and this will be a brand new facility which has all of those things in one place. It allows patients and staff to have a great experience, but it also allows us to be more efficient because we can run 6 or 8 clinics at the same time instead of only 3 or 4. So we'll be able to see more patients, get those waiting lists down, get people seen quickly. So yeah, really exciting investments, both of those.
And longer term, because again, this is something that has had huge coverage. This hospital and Hampshire Hospitals in particular, one of the trusts that were earmarked for government funding as part of modernising our hospitals. So what's happening with that? What can you share with us?
Yeah, other exciting announcements in the last few weeks. We got news of the capital allocation that we've been given, so how much money we're going to get in order to build a brand new hospital for Hampshire and invest in the Royal Hampshire County Hospital in Winchester. So that's kind of the outline of the project. we've been doing a lot of work with the public over the last few years to kind of work out what's the right configuration of services, what should go where. We've got some options and we've been wanting to go to formal consultation with the public, but until we had this allocation, we couldn't do that. Now we know how much money we're getting. We're hoping we'll be able to go out to the public in the next few months to talk to them about all the various options and what that means for the services that will run out of the Royal Hampshire County Hospital and what will run out of the brand new hospital as well. So really exciting.
And what are you most looking forward to personally for this week, the celebratory 75th birthday of the NHS? And for the next year, Alex?
So for the 75th birthday, I mean, the highlight of my job is always going out and about on the wards, in the teams, in the departments and talking to all our amazing colleagues, and particularly on a celebration week when we sort of have flags up and cakes, and it's just such a happy place. And you just kind of realise the NHS is amazing and the people who work in it are amazing. For the rest of the year, I tell you, one of the things that I'm getting quite excited about is all the virtual health stuff. So I think seeing how that develops, because it feels like it's grown so much in just a really short time, and I'm just sure it's going to do even more. And we hear from patients who, particularly if they've been in hospital, they're discharged, but actually then the virtual ward is keeping an eye on them for a few days, just checking you're all right, is everything okay, you back home safe? Or somebody who the ambulance went to and the ambulance said, look, I don't think you need to come to hospital, but I'm going to keep the virtual health, we'll keep an eye on you and phone you up and check on you. And patients just go, oh, it was amazing. I was dreading getting in that ambulance, driving to hospital, getting into a ward, all of that. And actually I could stay at home, but I felt safe. So I think, I'm excited to think how that's going to develop over the next year.
Alex Whitfield, Chief Executive of Hampshire Hospitals NHS Trust, talking to Winchester Radio's Anna O'Brien. South Western Railway is consulting on plans to close the ticket office at Winchester Station and all other stations along its network. The company says only 12% of tickets were bought at ticket booths last year, with most purchased online. Unions fear it could lead to job cuts, but the company says staff will be on hand to sell tickets and advise passengers. The consultation runs until the 26th of July. Now, with more news on the trains and other stories across Winchester, here's Steve Walker.
More strikes are being held this week. Teachers' unions are continuing action in a row over pay. A number of schools in the Winchester area are affected, and train drivers with the union ASLEF are taking part in an overtime ban. A revised timetable has been put in place by South Western Railway, with passengers advised to check before they travel. A strike by the RMT union is due to take place later this month. Controversial new parking fees have come into force this week. Motorists now have to pay overnight in some city centre car parks. The amount is equivalent to 2 hours daytime parking. The move was criticised by the local MP and by some traders who fear it will put people off coming into the city, but the council says it will improve air quality, and car parks including the Cattle Market, Chesil Street and River Park remain free after 6 p.m. Winchester Basics Bank says demand for its services remains at a record high and it's running low on stocks of food. It's appealing for help as the summer holidays approach, with the need expected to grow. A list of items most desperately needed is on their website. Unit 12 and the Carroll Centre are also providing help during the school holidays. A free pocket map showcasing independent stores in Winchester has been launched by Winchester Bid. July is National Independent Retailers Month, aimed at promoting the role of smaller local businesses in the community. The map, called #Indie Winchester, shows the location of over 195 independent shops, services and food and drink businesses across the city. And that's a roundup of the news across Winchester. I'm Steve Walker.
Staying with local businesses, and the first Winchester Food Festival takes place in the Cathedral grounds on Sunday. It's been organised by Hampshire Fair, and I spoke to the commercial manager Tracy Nash about what's happening and why.
I suppose it's been a long time coming. Hampshire Fair was born out of Winchester anyway, so we have a real affinity with the city. It has a great farmers market there. It has great, stalls down the high street during the week, but we really wanted to put something that was really truly local into the centre of Winchester, with a cookery theatre and producers alongside. I suppose it's been, definitely one of my personal missions for quite a number of years. So I think it will be for the great and good of the whole area really, and help local businesses flourish as well.
So what's actually going to be happening then at the weekend?
Oh, so exciting. So we have a rather lovely cookery theatre coming in. We have Damien Brown, the lead chef from the Chesil Rectory, doing a demo at 12. Then we've got Myth Kayam from Kyoto Kitchen, who have just moved into new premises, and they're on demo at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock we've got the brilliant Lenny Carr-Roberts from Shoal and the Fox at Crawley. So he's going to be doing something rather lovely with some Quad Park organic and free range meat. So really looking forward to that. Closing kind of all the demos for the day, we've got Munch partnered with Winchester Beacon. Mary Needham, she's going to be doing something for the audience to taste as well. And it will show people how to cook with light waste or get more portions out of their dishes. So that's something that all of us are looking out for at the moment.
And then all sorts of stalls as well that people can explore.
Yeah, so we've got 23 stalls spread across the cathedral, the runway in from the town inwards. And you basically could build a picnic, okay? So that's the idea. It's about building a picnic of local food and drink. So we've got local beers, we've got local cheese, we've got charcuterie products, we've got the Hampshire trout, we've got Winchester Bakery, who are one of our sponsors. So you can have, a lovely mixture of local produce. There's also things you can't eat, like herbs. So we've got pepper pot herbs come in, and we've got some great demos about understanding how to cook outdoors on barbecues from SoCal. We're bringing them in to teach people how to cook really well outdoors.
And how important is it for these local producers to have this sort of event?
Oh, it's massive. And to be in centre of Winchester, outside the cathedral is sort of prime position. For them, it can make a massive difference to their business. It's about gaining a new audience. It's also, for a lot of the producers there, it's about connecting with hospitality in the area as well, to showcase their product so that maybe, that restaurant or that pub will take on their product. So great publicity as well.
And for the people that come along, what do you hope that they will get out of being there?
I think they'll discover some new foods that Hampshire produces and the Winchester district region that they never knew about. I think they will learn quite a lot from the demos, because the demos are going to be very real, so they're things that you can cook at home, all indeed using local produce. So I think they'll pick up some really good kitchen tips. Socially, I think it will be a really good mix of local audience with obviously tourists that are there. So it's just going to be a lovely environment to be in.
Winchester Radio.
Hat Fair has returned to Winchester, bringing colour, music and laughter. It's the UK's longest running festival of street theatre, and Winchester Radio was there. Hat Fair began on Friday with a colourful parade through the city and cathedral grounds by hundreds of school pupils and members of local community groups. The theme of this year's procession was Shout About It, and so they did. Anna O'Brien joined the festival for Winchester Radio and spoke to some of those involved.
Hi, I'm Anna Blackman.
And Anna, you are here with your family as part of the carnival atmosphere on Friday at Hat Fair, and I think you got some folks involved in it as well.
Yeah, I've got children at Weston Primary School, and they've been doing a project about recycling, so that's what their costumes are all based on today, and they're really enjoying it. For them to be involved in something such high profile as the Hat Fair is lovely. We're going to see something tonight in Buskett Yard, so really looking forward to it.
And what do you love best about the whole weekend of the Hat Fair Festival?
I think it just brings Winchester alive. It's so nice. I'm a childminder as well, so they're really enjoying it as well.
Hello, I'm Derek Newland, the Chief Executive and Artistic Director of Play to the Crowd, which runs Theatre Royal Winchester, Playmakers and, of course, Hat Fair. If you look carefully at any of the logos of our brands, whether it's Theatre Royal Winchester, Hat Fair or Playmakers, you'll see a smile shape in those logos, and that absolutely is what we strive to do. Put a smile on people's faces, encourage them to get involved and be part of it. Audiences at Hat Fair are not passive. Audiences are absolutely part of the act. And that's what makes it so brilliant.
Hello, I'm Sarah Davis. I'm the Business Improvement District Manager for Winchester.
What do you love most about Hat Fair?
just love the fact you don't know what you're going to see. I have seen over the years caravans rolling over in a centrifugal force type situation. I have seen a fisherman on the roof of Marks and Spencer's. I've seen blue hippos dancing. You just don't know what to expect, and that's what makes it so exciting.
And of course, it's such an attraction to not only local residents, but tourists from across the UK and from across the globe. It must be great for the city's economy.
It must make a huge difference, and I wish I could tell you what difference it makes. We know that it attracts an audience. What I love are the people who don't expect it when they turn up and then get involved in it and get sort of caught up in the excitement of it. But yeah, you're right, it brings not just a national but an international audience to our very small city just to have some fun.
Saturday saw street entertainers, acrobats, comedians and dancers taking to the city centre. Some local and some from much further afield. The sun shone as they performed in locations including the High Street, Cathedral Grounds and Abbey Gardens, watched by residents and visitors alike.
We've come from Leicester. We come every year to visit our friends in Southampton and try and time it with the annual Hat Fair.
What makes the Hat Fair so special that you come all this way?
Absolutely unique collection of performers, acrobats, everything that you can want, and you never leave without a smile on your face. And the weather hasn't always been the best, but this year there's absolutely no reason why everybody from 8 to 80 can't enjoy themselves.
What do you like about Hat Fair?
It's the first time I'm here. I'm amazing to see all this. It's lovely, really lovely.
I've come from Southampton. I've come a few times, couldn't come last year because I got COVID, so I'm really looking forward to coming this year.
What makes the Hat Fair so special to you?
I think it's just the complete variety of acts that you can get to see, from weird skiers and magicians and singers and ukuleles and all sorts of things.
We're locals. It's a family day out, it's a free festival, and it's one that really encourages people to come and explore their artistic side. It's been going a long time, it's famous, and I know they're all constantly trying to mix it up and look at different ways of doing it. It looks really successful this year. They seem to have different acts on, but at different times around Winchester, so you can kind of see who you want to see and then make sure that you're in the right area, if that makes sense. The great thing about the Hat Fair is that it's free at its points of entry, and then you kind of give what you can, is the vibe I'm getting today, which is really important.
My name is Graham Milligan.
And I'm Caris Nichols. We're Hands Down Circus, and we've been performing Tape That at Winchester Hat Fair.
Tell me a bit about your show.
Our show is fairly light-hearted, fairly silly. It's a 25-minute physical theatre, juggling, partner acro show where we use lots of colourful rolls of duct tape and try to use them in as many silly and creative ways as we could.
It's quite daring, isn't it? At one point you were standing on his head.
Yeah, it comes with lots of practice. But it is a little bit daring, I guess.
Yeah, try not to drop her. She doesn't like being dropped. I just try my best to stand still and don't make any sudden movements, really.
And what's it like being here at the Winchester Hat Fair?
Oh, it's so amazing. We're really lucky to be here with an organisation who supported us to come called Culture Ireland. We're based over in Belfast, so they've supported us to come, and the atmosphere's been absolutely amazing, hasn't it? The crowds are so lovely.
Is this the first time you've been here?
Yeah, this is first time at Hat Fair, and loving it. It's a fantastic festival. Everyone looks like they're having a fantastic time, and there's just good vibes all around.
I'm Václav Jelinek. And I am Adam Jarchowski. Our show is about skiing, and it's about our passion about skiing. We try to share this passion with the others.
Around the world, even here in Winchester, with this very nice skiing season now happening in the park.
You've got some of the audience involved as well, haven't you?
Yes.
nearly half of the performance is with the one volunteer. Today we had the young man, and he was very nice and really talented, so the whole show went quite smooth.
And what do you enjoy about being here in Winchester for the Hat Fair?
First time to being in this festival, not the first time performing in the UK. We performed in Great Yarmouth and festival out of there a couple years ago, and it's very nice to be here again and enjoy all this festival. So lovely place.
Hat Fair ran over 2 days, cut short from its usual 3 days by issues with funding this year. But it's hoped it will come back bigger and better next year to mark its 50th anniversary.
Hi, I'm Paul Blitz, and it's time for this week's shout-outs here on Winchester Now. Well, we just heard about the Hat Fair, so we start our shout-outs this week with a huge thank you to all the volunteers who gave up their time to help make the event a success. If you were in the city, you'll have seen them walking around in bright yellow t-shirts. They manned the information points, they directed visitors around the city and supported the acts and artists. Organisers say the event couldn't have taken place without these volunteers, so a huge hats off to them. Congratulations to 18 new vicars who were ordained at the cathedral this weekend. It was the culmination of years of training in theological colleges and the start of new adventures working in the local communities around the Diocese of Winchester. The men and women come from a variety of backgrounds, including a former aeroplane engineer, a retired nurse and a previous advisor to the Archbishop of Canterbury on interreligious affairs. St Peter's Primary School in Winchester recently held their summer fete. It was lots of fun in the sunshine for all of those who attended, and many of the children helped with the activities. The event raised an amazing £4,500, so a big shout out to the school's PTA for all their efforts in organising this, and a big thank you to everyone in the community who came along and supported it. And a mention now for the children and staff at Kingsmead Day Nursery in Winchester, who took part in a litter pick at the city's North Walls Recreation Ground. It was part of the nursery's Safari Summer Week, which included a number of sponsored events in support of Marwell Zoo's conservation programme. It's also included a sports day and a dance-a-thon, and so far they've raised £300. So thank you to everyone we've just mentioned in this week's shout-outs. There'll be more shout-outs in next week's Winchester Now.
Winchester Radio.
Watch out, pirates are coming to Winchester next week. The latest show from the Chesil Theatre is Treasure Island. It's an outdoor production in the grounds of Winchester College and involves a huge cast of actors, set builders, costumes and props and sound and lighting. It opens with a gala performance. Free tickets have been given to local charities and organisations and those who might not normally have access to the theatre. I was invited along to rehearsals and began by talking to director Sarah Hawkins about the challenges of an outdoor production.
It is fantastic in a sort of slightly different way. It obviously opens up a few more problems, but on the other hand, it also offers, summer evenings with picnics and some wonderful environment, and you hope a real show that people love.
What challenges did it bring to put on something outside?
The weather is always the one. So we did one 2 years ago, which was during COVID times. The whole rehearsal period was wet. And we couldn't go inside because of the COVID restrictions, and it was hard work. And then the night of the opening night, the sun came out and it was glorious all week. This time the weather's been fantastic for rehearsals. We've been up on this field out in the sunshine. It's been glorious. I'm just a little bit worried about the weather for next week, but I expect it'll be all right. You have to think that.
To all of us! Hey! There's enough for us all to be rich for the rest of our lives!
And you've got a big cast involved as well. It's great to have so many people involved.
Big cast, 20 adults, really good actors. I think there's something about the open air production. We just drew in some of our really great actors, and I've got 16 children from 7 to 16.
And tell me about the story as well, a bit about the story of Treasure Island for those who don't know.
For those who don't know, it is based loosely on the Robert Louis Stevenson novel, which is a tale of 18th century piracy. So our hero Jim Hawkins gets caught up in a search for treasure. He goes off with a crew on the ship, the good ship Hispaniola. The goodies don't know that most of the crew are actually pirates, and when they get to the island where the treasure is, the pirates mutiny. And in the book there's a whole load of stuff on the island with stockades and mountains and I don't know what. This adaptation has cut all that out, really. So we get to the island, but we stay on the ship where the mutiny happens, and people go backwards and forwards fetching treasure and all sorts of other stuff.
You know, Jim, I reckon reckon you could have been a good son to me.
Hello, I'm Beatrice Shambrook and I'm playing Jim Hawkins.
I'm Marcus Whitfield and I'm playing Long John Silver.
So tell me a bit about Long John Silver. What's he like as a character?
He's ambiguous. Is he a baddie or is he a goodie? I think he's mostly baddie. You know, he has a rip-roaring, swashbuckling adventure from start to finish. It's a great part. It's a lot of fun. You know, pirate voices, you can never go wrong, can you?
Can you give it a bit of that pirate voice for us?
I certainly can, although it might overwhelm your voice recorder.
That sounds brilliant. You must be having a lot of fun doing all this.
Oh, it's terrific fun. Yeah, big cast, everybody's mucking in, having great fun, aren't we, Beatrice?
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about your character.
So Jim Hawkins is just very, I guess, relatable. He's just great fun to play. The fact that he hates pirates, and he hates pirates from the beginning, he hates pirates from the end. It's just consistency. So
quite a lot of arguing between you two then.
Certainly is. We argue about compasses, maps, treasure,
all sorts.
Stones in treasure boxes, all sorts of things. Yeah. It's a great play. It's a lot of fun. Big ensemble cast, so it's chaos on stage at times.
And what's it like having a main role in this?
Well, it's just really fun to work with all the adults. I haven't really done it before. It's just such a great community and I'm learning so much about drama with them. So.
And how are you feeling about opening night coming?
Pretty confident. I think we're more or less ready. It's been a long rehearsal process because it's a complex play, but the set is fantastic. We're going to see that later in the week. The setting is fantastic because we're in Winchester College as well, and the cast is great. Beatrice has put us to shame by learning her lines early, but I think everybody's just about there now, yeah. And opening night is my birthday as well, so that'll be fun.
Oh, great, that's lovely. And yeah, how difficult is it to learn all those lines?
Well, it was a lot of lines. I guess it's just keeping at it to keep them topped up learnt.
And how are you feeling about opening night?
Little nervous, but I'm really excited to see the set because they've built this pirate ship and midway we get to pull up the mast and raise the flag, and I'm just really excited to see how it all works out.
And lovely to have it outdoors as well, to get that atmosphere of being outdoors, people hopefully with picnics and things like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the best atmosphere. I definitely find that outdoor performances where you get to have your picnic and your strawberries is definitely the best way to do it.
It's really been fun. It's difficult for me to handle 36 people on stage. Once I've got over that, it sort of acts itself. There's a lot of sort of thigh slapping and laughter.
There must be a loyal following for the Chesil Theatre. A lot of people looking forward to coming along to this.
I really hope there are a lot of people. I am looking forward to it. Just got to get a few things sorted this week and we'll be away. Yes.
Treasure Island runs from Tuesday the 11th to Saturday the 15th. For more details, visit chesiltheatre.org.uk. That's all for now. Many thanks for listening to Winchester Now.